So what do minerals in Ukraine have to do with war and peace? Well, maybe everything. Ukraine claims to have vast deposits of what's known as rare earth minerals. These are in huge demand for making computer chips, cell phones, and batteries for electric vehicles. And that might be why the US is placing them at the heart of any peace plan.
By increasing our economic commitment through a partnership that will provide, once this conflict is over, a long-term security shield for all Ukrainians.
The US Treasury Secretary is talking about a potential deal that would give the US access to Ukraine's minerals as back payment for Washington's wartime support. Donald Trump says he wants $500 billion. The US president has long pledged to put a stop to the war. He says the cost to American taxpayers has been unacceptable.
We want a guarantee. We're handing a money hand over fist.
So what does Ukraine actually have? And do its own claims about the scale of its mineral deposits align with other sources? Well, it depends who you ask. Forbes estimated Ukraine has mineral reserves of around $14.8 trillion, mostly coal and iron ore. Other experts say it could be higher or it could be lower. One reason for the mystery is Ukraine hasn't published detailed geological surveys and it has no commercial mines. It claims it has deposits of 22 of the 34 minerals which the EU has identified as critical, including 7% of the world's titanium reserves. They're mostly located in Ukraine's northwest and central regions. What we do know is in 2024, Ukraine produced around $12 billion worth of minerals. And it's the world's fifth largest gallium producer. One of the derivatives is a key component in the US's, indeed the global, computer chip market. China overwhelmingly commands the world's mineral supply chains, and that leaves the US vulnerable. So if these minerals have been sitting in the earth under Ukraine for billions of years, why haven't they been exploited? Well, there's more to it than just digging holes in the ground. There's a whole industry of processing, refining, and manufacturing that needs to be set up first. Experts say, on average, that takes 15 years. And then there's investment. Russia's invasion and historic security issues in Ukraine have made that risky. But according to the US State Department, there are other problems. Although Ukraine is moving to privatize mining, widespread corruption, bureaucracy, an unreliable legal system, and weak protection of property rights have turned investors off. Back to the deal. Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky first floated this mining for money idea in September, but he has a question.
Для мене тут важливі деталі, що буде з тими корисними копалинами, які є на тимчасово окупованих територіях. Ми сьогодні про це ще не говорили. Я думаю, що це буде частиною бесіди майбутнього з президентом Трампом. Для мене це дуже важливо як для президента, як для громадянина України, а вже ж.
Ukraine estimates around 40% of its resources are now under Russian control. That includes most of Ukraine's coal deposits, which powered its steel industry before the war. The Crimean Peninsula is also rich in minerals, but it was annexed by Russia in 2014. But the US's Secretary of Defense says Ukraine isn't getting that back. While Trump and Zelensky may end up with a deal and the war in Ukraine may finally be coming to an end, there's likely a long way to go before Ukraine and Ukrainians prosper.